Guys, it's time now for our Roughstock report, where we're talking two bareback riders that have been winning left and right, along with a saddle bronc rider that's cashed in at nearly $8,000 across a couple rodeos over the weekend. So let's kick things off with Jayco Roper, who actually had an awesome story on ProRodeo.com. His flight was delayed to get him to California for the Redding Rodeo. He offered an Uber driver a $200 tip if he could put the pedal to the metal. Said the Uber driver was going maybe 72 with a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit, so safe to say it was a photo finish, and that Uber driver, he says, didn't get the $200 or a 5-star review.
Yeah, but it did all work out for him. Like I said, in 5 fastbacks, he won over $6,000 in Redding. That's not all he won, though. He won the Santa Rosa Roundup as well. That paid him $1,800. At the Broncs out in Ellensburg, won another $900 there. But you see that 81.78. That's better than he was last year when he was 81.16. What you always want to see in Jayco Roper, Mike, one of those guys. Really good progression in his career. 2021, number 37. 22, number 19. 2023, number 12 in the world standings.
Yeah, this is what we're really used to seeing throughout all of the events with these young guys is, the slow progression. Not everybody's a Keenan Hayes or a Dean Thompson, where they're just going to burst onto the scene right away and finish inside the top 5, finish inside the top 10, get a world title in their rookie season. So what he's doing right now, he's just improving on what he's already been able to do throughout the course of his career. 32 of 32, that's obviously very important in bareback riding. You got to be nearly perfect throughout the entire season. He's got 785-point rides. So, yeah, you got to see that average crawl up just a little bit more. Last year, the second lowest average of anybody who qualified at the NFR. But what happened with him, how he made the NFR, he had a couple really big wins towards the end of the season in the Cinch playoff series. So if he can continue to win big at the right rodeos, that average, while you'd like to see it come up a little bit, he still is showing the ability to pop off when he has to and get that $5,000 to $10,000 check. Last year in Washington, it was a $12,000 check at the end of the season that really got him inside that top 15. It's kind of looking like that's what it's going to be again this year. He's averaging 82, 83 points. That's going to keep you on the bubble, but you're not going to be really comfortable at all unless you can get that average up to 84 points throughout the entire season. Then you're really comfortable inside the top 15. But being on the bubble, again, is really good for the 22-year-old because, again, he's just 22 years old.
So on the other hand, let's talk about a saddle bronc rider that has truly become a staple of the industry. Brody Cress, of course, known by every rodeo fan for his consistency, but he's a consistent winner, too. Over the last weekend, he pocketed nearly $8,000 between winning Rodeo Colleen, you see there in the mud, for $1,900. Then at the Miles City Bucking Horse Extreme Bronc Riding, he won 4th in the long round with a score of 86.5 points, then 4th again in the finals for 88.5 points, and he's now number 7 in the world.
Yeah, I like that you said Brody Cress has been consistent, because not only does he consistently win, he has been the definition of a top 5 bronc rider, sometimes even top 2 or 3. You go through his finishes in the world since 2020. Number 3 in 2020, number 3 in 2021, number 6 in 2022, number 4 in 2023. And if you add all that up in those last 4 seasons, 35 rides of 85 plus in each of those 4 seasons. He's the only saddle bronc rider to do that. Also in that time period, at least 15 go-rounds every year, including 40 plus over the last 2 years, over 20 go-round wins in each of the last 2 seasons, Mike.
Yeah, he's been, again, just as consistent. That's the right word to describe him. He's been 6th or better at the end of the NFR in 6 of the last 7 years. That odd year out, he was number 12 in 2018. If there's one thing you would like to change about Brody Cress, it's that ride percentage. He always finds his way inside the top 10. But when you look at maybe if there's a little bit of a flaw in his game, he's always right around 80 to 85% ride percentage. He's only been 90 or above 1 season in his career. You look at what Zeke's done the last couple of years. Last year, 97%. 2 years ago, 94%. And going back to 2019, every world title winner has been 81% or above, and also been around 84 points or above. So that's kind of where you got to draw the line in the sand if you're saying, okay, if I'm down near 80, 85%, I better be averaging 85 points. And Brody Cress has shown the ability to do that. He earns a ton of money. He's been over $300,000 twice in his career, $200,000 several other times in his career. So if he gets that riding percentage up a little bit more, or that average climbs up a little bit more, then you're really saying, okay, not only is he a top 5 rider, but he's got a great shot at a gold buckle again this year. Right now, he's number 7, about $60,000 earned. He's setting himself up for another really impressive run and an NFR qualification.
Guys, let's hop back to the bareback riding and talk four-time NFR qualifier R.C. Landingham, number 11 in the world right now, but he is absolutely on a roll. Not only has he placed in the last 5 rodeos that he's competed in, but he's also had wins at the Wild Rogue Pro Rodeo in Central Point, Oregon. That's a PRCA rodeo. Then helped get the individual win and the team victory at the PBR's Kid Rock's Rockin' Rodeo at AT&T Stadium. For the big win, of course, that doesn't count towards the world standings, but a competitor on a roll can become dangerous for his fellow bareback riders.
Yeah, Katie, the thing that the world standings don't measure is confidence, and R.C. Landingham has plenty of it. He won the WCRA's Rodeo Corpus Christi. Like you said, he won Kid Rock's Rockin' Rodeo with the team title. And when they interviewed him after, he said the second he wasn't drafted, he knew those coaches made a mistake. So he was a vital part of that free riders team. As for the PRCA, 5 rides in the month of May, 5 checks in the month of May, and then you go back to April where he was 92.5 on Virgil, of course, to win Red Bluff, 87 in the long round in San Angelo, and those ever so important PRCA playoff standings that measure how you're stacking up with the best of the best. R.C. Landingham, number 6 in the world, and I think he's a little sick of being a bit underappreciated, Mike.
Yeah, here's something we should appreciate about R.C. is dating back to 2012, he's been bucked off 16 times total throughout his entire career dating back to 2012. 16 times. Last year, Clayton Bigelow finished number 2 in the world. He was bucked off 9 times that season alone. There you see the numbers. Of course, he's 34 of 34. He's likely going to go 90 of 90 or whatever it might be towards the end of the year. And I think we really need to appreciate how consistent and how good R.C. Landingham has been throughout his career. His average of 82.18, that would be the second highest of his career. 2022 was the only year that was higher at 83.63. That year, he finishes number 5 in the world. So if he makes it to the NFR, he will go 10 for 10, and he will likely average around 84, 85 points per ride. That is going to earn you a ton of money. So if he can set himself up and put himself in a good position to be inside that top 5, top 10, which he's right outside of right now, we could be saying R.C. Landingham, the next gold buckle winner in the bareback ride.
Yeah, he's certainly well on his way, and we're well on our way to switching gears on the other side of this break. We're going to head to the other side of the arena for our timed event breakdown. Stay with us right here on Zero In.